Welcome back to workshop. So, what did we learn about the past or yesterday? So, solving this sales constraint, solving the leads constraint, um, sales being VSL, CRO, sales process, qualification process, um, some maybe something else. Then we got into what's the next problem. You have leads and the profit's good, but you can't continue to scale because you have a cash flow problem. So you're not collecting fast enough, upfront enough. So I think that's what's next. How did that? Oh, you missed something on the upsells. So I guess we might have gotten into this cash flow thing. So the upsells, he said there's 4 spots for an upsell in the first 24 to 48 hours. First milestone of the kind of journey, customer journey, halfway through, and then at the last whatever at the end. And he said if you do it at the end, you're only going to get what 10 to 30% or something like that, 15 to 30% of what you could have got if you use the other 10 to 30. So don't make enough on customers. Increase price, decrease costs, cross-sell, upsell, ascensions, increase frequency, get them to buy again. Better payment options for the sales, lead quality, reputation, sales training. Okay. I'm going to jump back in now, continue watching more, and then I'll be back to recall after I watch more. All right, this stuff keeps getting better and better. It's crazy. This workshop at least. So cash flow problems, meaning this is the last kind of thing for the money bottleneck. Cash flow meaning you're not collecting cash soon enough which limits your scale. You can do like net 30, net 60, net 90 with vendors. So you kind of pay after you receive. You can get you can sell annual versus monthly versus quarterly and make it incentivize annual and quarterly so you collect up front payments. You can do layaway so they can pay until they pay it all, and then you begin. You can get like a loan essentially. It's called AR financing, accounts receivable financing. You can get a third party pay now or buy now, pay later, like a firm. I'm just going briefly over those because that's not really a constraint we're dealing with right now. So finally, we get into manpower. The final of the Hormozi 6 and the constraints. This is the supply constraint, meaning you got demand, but you're having trouble fulfilling that demand. And so this is a manpower, this is a supply thing. He reframes it and says, okay, well, first of all, he goes into industries that are very common to have supply constraints. Not super important, trades and white collar and high volume, low wage work. Then he talked about some symptoms of having the manpower constraint or supply constraint, meaning things like, quality's dropping because of volume. You personally are working over 70 hours a week on the business. What else we got? Not exactly sure. And then finally, he basically reframes a supply constraint as a demand constraint because a supply constraint means manpower means employees. So you're constrained on employees, and employees are just a different type of customer. So you talk about lifetime gross profit to CAC for customers. Well, now he reframes it and says you also want to pay attention to LTG PPE, lifetime gross profit per employee, to CAT, cost to acquire talent. So very interesting. I'm very excited to continue learning more about the supply constraint, the manpower constraint. So every business is demand constrained. If you just reshape supply constraint as a demand for talent, employees. So how do y'all? So other symptoms of the manpower / supply constraint: you got a wait list for services. You're turning away qualified customers. Staff are fully utilized. You can't do anymore. So there's different flavors to this constraint. It's, what's causing it. Maybe you don't know how to acquire talent. Maybe you don't have the resources to acquire talent. Those are the big ones, probably, right? Hard to find them. Talent's more expensive than you can afford. They want more money than you have to pay. Don't have time, money to acquire them. Talent doesn't solve the problem, which he's going to start with. I think I'm not exactly sure what that's going to mean, but we're going to find out. All right. Upfront fee / setup fee / waive fees. That's another way for cash flow problem, as well as guarantees with the prepay. So give them a guaranteed something because they prepay / guarantee incentives in general. All right. And he said price presentation for man, what is this? Price presentation for, when he's selling, it's like, the first thing he always says is, all 12 months at the monthly rate combined for a year, plus all the interest and all the other fees that go in with it. That's the first thing he presents. Well, he's like, here's how much it is. Do you want to save money? Well, then prepay now, pay annually right now, etc. Stuff like that for way cheaper. So that's it for today. This is one of the best resources I've ever used. Crazy. Out of all the books I've ever read, out of the courses I've taken, this is by far one of the best, and it's only a couple hour video. So that's it for today. Talk to you later. See ya.